let's say a region requires that the maximum land ownership is 1,000 hectares, and you have 20,000 hectares, then you say surrender the other 19,000 and they keep only 1,000. No one will be happy. But that's what we did, because I couldn't find a formula of taking land. We then say that those who accept the new regulations can stay. Those who do not accept can choose to stay without land. Or if you stay with wanting land, then you comply with regulations. That's the background. As a result of that, at that time, we had Tony Blair, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Mr. Tony Blair, was Prime Minister then. And we had George Bush as Prime Minister of the US here. George Bush had problems with Iraq, and Tony Blair had the problems with Mugabe. So they agreed to support each other on the two problems. Tony Blair supporting President George Bush on Iraq, and George Bush supporting Tony Blair on Zimbabwe. That's how these sanctions were imposed. And today we still have the UK having sanctions on us and the US having sanctions on us. But then, of course, the UK at the time was a member of the EU. So they carried this baggage of sanctions into the EU. And for some reason, the EU accepted and then imposed sanctions on Zimbabwe. But fortunately, when Britain left the EU, they carried the baggage with them back to London. And the EU remained free. And now we have good relations with the EU. We've begun now having re-engagement with EU member states, France, Germany, Italy, Belgium, Portugal, and so on. So that is the background I would want you to understand before I talk about why we are here.